of the lands.
Yes, because they're also organic creatures. You see birds fly. They're not. It's not all machine creatures. It's just another pillar of this whole world. And all right, I want to talk lore and the creation of these creatures forever, but now we're in combat here, and let's talk a little bit about this. You guys have gone from Killzone, the series, first-person shooter, par excellence, and now into a third-person action game. There's shooting, sort of. What's your philosophy for what kind of experience you want to create for the player in combat?
So clearly you see Aloy being a member of a relatively primitive tribe, taking on a massive, giant robotic machine here. So she's the raw power she can never match. So she will have to be smart, she will have to be agile, and that is before, during, and after combat. She's got a bow with a lot of different types of ammo on it. She's got a rope caster to tie him down. It's all about intelligence, agility, and knowledge here in terms of combat. And obviously we're building on the experience we've gained making Killzone. Killzone was all about tactical combat, and so is Horizon. So in that sense, we're kind of building on the legacy.
And, we're seeing the protagonist here, Adeline, is that her name?
Aloy.
Aloy?
Aloy.
Alor. And she's using weapons that are sort of machine salvaged, machine built, but when you talk about the human society, you guys talk about nobles, and that sort of implies a different scale of weaponry and of organization and of society. So that's just another part of the world creation, I'd imagine.
That's the part of it, basically. The tribes in this world have very little understanding of technology. They're not at that level yet, but they do have this very high level of technology in nature. So these machines basically have their own elements. Basically they have ammo types that are explosives or certain weapons. And Aloy's type of combat is also about being resourceful, about gathering these resources and combining them, making new weapons out of it that they can use against the machines.
Yeah, and let's talk about something that's, gathering resources, stuff that's outside of combat. Can you give a little hint about what kind of the gameplay flow is going to be between combat times and and exploration or anything like that?
I think it's a little early to go in too much depth on the RPG side of things, but in this movie you already see you see her actually harvesting some of the elements. You see in the weaponry that there's robotic elements, machine elements already on her weapons. She uses that for her armor, for her ammo, and other things. You see the grazers; they're kind of mining the earth. You see the canisters that she's after. So clearly these have a purpose for her. So that's a big part of this game. It is an action open world RPG.
It is an open world RPG with competitive multiplayer added in, of course.
We're making a single player game. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. And it just looks gorgeous too. I mean, you guys have been working on it for 5 years, but in 5 years, tech has changed, tech has evolved, but you guys at Guerrilla have always